But I do not believe that this is where we find ourselves. We are not living a new normal, and we don't have to. We are not the prisoners of a predetermined future. To me, the frustrations that we feel are definitely not the sign of a weakness. In fact, I believe that our commitment to address the challenges that we face is, in fact, the most reassuring strength. People don't fly to Davos to celebrate the status quo. None of you are here for that. You've come here to change the world for the better and to define the future. Now, obviously, that is not to say that we don't face real and immediate challenges. Of course we do. When has any generation not been tested? This moment is particularly defined by narrow tribalism, by aggressive nationalism, and even by medieval thinking that reminds us of a distant and bloody past. And we feel the anguish of the displaced and the international homeless. And from all of this and more, I believe that everyone here, and I've felt this just in the 2 days I've been here, the conversations I've had, that's what Davos provides, an opportunity to really put your fingers on the pulse of the world. And that pulse tells me that everyone here senses a call to action and, in fact, welcomes our shared duty to respond. But I don't believe that the road ahead should be defined by the Cassandras who see only turmoil and challenge. Frankly, they are missing much of the positive change occurring in the world. I know media automatically, because of the competition of the media and the 24/7 nature of the media, finds a self-selecting audience to a certain degree and does it by exploiting some of the worst of what we see. Good stories just don't sell as bad as the conflict. But the fact is, change is occurring in our world for the better. And it is occurring faster, moving faster than perhaps ever before. Between 1990 and 2015, the rate of child mortality fell by over 1/2. Life expectancy and the number of boys and girls attending primary school in developing countries has increased dramatically. In 2001, there were less than 1 million kids going to school in Afghanistan, and all of them were boys. Today, there are almost 8 million kids going to school, and about 40 to 45% of them are girls. Change. More than 2.5 billion people have gained access to clean water in the last years, and the number of people living in extreme poverty has declined by more than 1/2. Success stories like these are really just the tip of the iceberg. Measure it. It wasn't so long ago that we saw a rapidly growing nuclear program that Klaus referred to, in which Iran was only months away from having enough weapons-grade uranium to build 10 to 12 bombs. We're on the cusp of confrontation, believe me. I can't tell you how many leaders, when I traveled through certain areas, said, you have to bomb it. That's the way you will solve this problem. Now, because of the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, whose implementation we formally certified this past weekend, Iran's path to building a bomb has been closed off. And an additional source of danger in the Middle East has been removed. Believe me, President Obama understood that he would be criticized by some for reaching out to Iran, but he also knew that we were on a collision course, and Iran itself was on a collision course with the international community that in all likelihood, without diplomacy, would have ended in war. 2 years ago, when our formal negotiations began, Iran's nuclear activities had already grown from a few hundred centrifuges in the years 2000 to more than 19,000. Iran was ready to commission, almost months away from commissioning, a heavy water reactor that was able to produce enough weapons-grade plutonium for a bomb or two a year. And Iran already had a large and rapidly growing stockpile of enriched uranium. Experts told us that Iran could, if it chose to, obtain all of the fissile material that would need for a nuclear weapon in as little as 2 months. Compare that to where we are today.